Lads, how was Christmas?
Do you know what? I had the best Christmas ever. My wife was in America, and I searched the town for a Christmas pot noodle, and they were lovely. There was just a little bit of holly on the top of it. It was lovely.
A Christmas pot noodle.
Christmas pot noodle. But I'm only joking. I had a fantastic meal from the River Cafe. There was everything in it. My only problem was I don't want to pull me cracker.
There you go, Alvaro.
But it was great.
He pulled his own and still didn't win.
Yeah, still didn't win. Yeah, I put it in the door, and the door won. What about your Christmas?
My Christmas was lovely. We went down to Kildare, but then I got COVID.
That's right.
So, and then I had to cancel Scotland, but it was nice. Yeah, it was nice.
It's nice. What
You
about
had
you,
to cancel
Chris?
Scotland.
We were going to Scotland for Hogmanay for New Year's Eve. We're flying on that day. But then I was just coming out of COVID and Marissa went into it. So that was...
So it was Hogmanay.
Hogmanay.
I'm
you not leave the country.
Well, let's say the best
I'm
place
lost.
to enjoy
lost.
We're
Hogmanay
traveling to Scotland.
is
for
New
New Year's
Year.
Eve.
All right, okay.
We were traveling on the 31st of December. Staying for about 4 nights with friends in Falkirk in Stirlingshire. But we got COVID.
Oh, shit.
So I had to cancel.
Were you unhappy about that?
I was rather upset.
Rather unhappy.
Rather.
But listen, it's fine.
It's great now. Everybody's feeling great.
How was your Christmas, Chris?
Christmas?
Mine was okay.
What'd you get?
What'd I get? Shit, what'd I get?
Sure. You were very naughty.
Contact lenses.
I got concert tickets.
Oh, lovely.
Green Day.
Oh, brilliant band.
Green Day.
Where are they gigging?
Malahide.
Lovely.
They're in June. Yeah, in June.
On the grinds of the castle.
Yeah, I think so.
Well,
I've never seen them, but they're pretty good.
yeah,
Been
they
around a
are
while, pretty good.
fantastic. Brilliant band. I just love them. And I wish the Eagles had announced they were coming to Manchester before Christmas, and I would have got to for Christmas, but I have to get me on now.
Oh yeah, they're doing one last tour, isn't it?
They're doing that. Well, they're doing it this year, but
I know the last Eagles when you went.
yeah,
The last
how to
tour.
do it. But what it is that they're in Manchester, but they've actually added another 2 concerts. So I think I'll go for them ones, the later ones in June. And
I wouldn't wait too long now because the prices go up.
Oh, the price will go up.
Flights and
But
everything.
listen, will I tell
Stay
you?
overnight, of course.
Oh, of course. Stay overnight. Oh, just stay overnight and come back. But it doesn't matter about when you're going to see a band like that. You know, I know people that say, have you heard Take It to the Limit and the Legal Eagles? They're not the same band to me. You know, they're brilliant.
Of course.
But they're not.
They're not
the Eagles.
They don't have the magic.
My attic is just changed. My attic is known now as the Hotel California.
All right.
It's
What,
just
an
has
Eagles tribute?
Eagles
Absolutely.
everywhere.
Put your own devices up in his.
Yeah, it's everywhere. And I remember the first time, and I think I explained it before. I was playing with a band called Grass in 1970 something early, but there was myself, the late Mickey Mulholland, Tony O'Hagan, and Pat McCardle, and we were practicing in Pat McCardle's house in Fadamurray Park, and we needed a break. So Pat McCardle says, sure, it was during the summer, should we go out and cut the grass? Just past the time, you know, down and we'd done the garden. And next door was Paddy McAlevey. And Paddy says, hey lads, I was just, my mother thinks you're great, I can hear you through the wall. But have you heard this band? And I never forget, it was a white vinyl album. And I said, who is it? He says, Linda Ronstadt, they used to play with her, they called the Eagles. And I went in and played it.
They used to play with Linda Ronstadt.
Yeah, they were Linda Ronstadt's backing band. And that was it.
And that was without that guy, Joe Walsh. He joined.
No,
later,
he
right?
joined them later on.
Yeah.
And there was Bernie Leadon, Don Henley, Glenn Fry, and the other fella, I can't think of his name at the moment. But fabulous. It just when I heard, and the song that I heard was a song called 21.
Right.
And it's a real diddle 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 diddle, and went into it, and I went, Jesus, what a band. And I came out and I said to the boys, I'm not finishing the garden, come in and hear this.
What was the album?
Alvaro,
called?
bring
The
your
album
mic.
was just called The Eagles.
Just the Eagles.
Yeah.
And when did Hotel California come out?
No, the Desperado was the name of the album. Hotel California came out in 70, I think it was 74.
I think we had the album. I remember vaguely.
I have the album.
I know the cover, of course.
Yeah, I have the album in a frame on my wall.
Here's a question for both of you. Your Mount Rushmore of music acts or artists, whatever. It can be a band or a solo artist. Doesn't matter. Who are your 4 on your Mount Rushmore?
Oh, what are you doing to us?
Have a think. What would your 4 be? Your Mount Rushmore doesn't mean they're the best or anything. Just they were significant. They gave a lot.
I would
Sinatra,
put,
Fitzgerald,
yeah,
Joplin. The 4th one for Ella, Frank, Janice.
Uh-huh.
Oh, I don't know. Cass Elliot, Mama Cass.
Cass Elliot, okay. Not the group, not Mamas and Papas, just Cass.
Not necessarily, no, her. Cass Elliot.
Okay.
Naomi Cohen.
Who's that?
That's her. Naomi Cohen. Her real name is
Isn't there 4 heads? Isn't it?
Yeah.
You said 5.
No, 4.
4.
But Mama Cass, come on.
Oh, stop it.
Mine would be Don Henley,
Yeah.
Glenn Fry,
No.
Randy Meisner, and Bernie Leadon, the original Eagles. The 4 of them.
Okay, but let's put the Eagles as one head
How the hell can you do that?
because they're like one band.
Well, then take Mama Cass out, we get the band in.
Shut up, you. Give your own Mount Rushmore.
Yeah. Well, I would put definitely.
Eagles.
I would put Don Henley
Right.
By himself.
by himself.
Right.
He is the most unbelievable singer I've ever
That's
heard.
3 others then.
Or 3 others. Larry, Harry, and Moe. They'll do. The 3 Stooges.
No, you have many you like vocalists.
I any type of music, like
But you have to nail it to 4.
the 4.
So you
right.
have the
There's
Eagles.
3 more.
Right, we say the Eagles,
Don Henley.
Don Henley. I would definitely put Michael Bublé. I think.
Okay.
And then Barry Manilow.
Right?
And then I would put Joe Longthorn.
Absolutely, yeah.
Fabulous. He's dead.
He died of, the irony of a singer died of throat cancer about 5 years ago. He started as a comedian impersonator, vocal
Women.
impersonating. And he used to do a number, I've seen it many times, where he'd sing both. Obviously not at the same time, but duet them
Yeah.
himself as Shirley Bassey and Tom Jones. And it was
brilliant.
wonderful, wonderful to see.
But
and yeah, he was a wonderful.
But as a singer, he was just. Oh
Never
my
heard of
God, he was on. He's
Joe
one of the.
Longthorn.
He would have been, as I would say, he would have been the male version of Whitney Houston. He could hit that high.
Oh, really?
He was a very talented actor. Very proud of his traveller background. He was English.
Yeah.
And a very, very interesting character. And openly gay, which is unusual. Even though it was the 70s when he broke, it was still unusual enough. And also from the travelling community, which would have been very unusual then as well. But he was a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful talent.
Classic act.
Speaking of travelling community, Barry Keoghan, I'm only messing. You liked him in Saltburn.
Yeah.
I love the movie.
Yeah.
I loved all the cast. It was like the Holland Bands. It was a wonderful ensemble cast.
Yeah.
Beautifully put together. Beautifully played. Magnificently shot. It's sumptuous. It really is. Delightful, gorgeous to watch. The narrative's pretty good. The denouements were slightly unexpected.
The what?
The consequences, the end of
All right, yeah.
the relief.
Oh, Paddy, I'd love to see your reaction watching.
Oh, I will. What is it called?
Saltburn. It's the name of the
Saltburn.
stately home.
Right, I will definitely get looking
I
at
fingered
that.
a cousin by accidentally over there. I just love that line.
I know. My favourite one was the mother, where she's like, she's talking about the daughter. And she goes, oh, fingers for pudding,
Oh, yes,
because the
absolutely.
daughter's got
Oh, where's
anorexia.
Liverpool?
Yeah, where's Liverpool? I think it's north.
Is it north?
North.
Is it coastal?
I think it's by the sea. they're too posh. They're
Birkenhead.
snobs.
No, but delightfully mad. Like Connolly's story when he went to visit Pamela's friends who were quite aristocratic.
Yeah.
Not necessarily wealthy, but just bananas.
Yeah.
Bananas. I mean, what do you do? Toboggan. Sorry? What do you do? I toboggan. And then in the middle of dinner, another senior member of this family said, do you know, he says, if you took Britain on the apex of Dover and turned it over 180, like flipped it, you'd reach Morocco. Like some fruit. Love it.
Classic.
Brilliant. So Saltburn is good. Now, what were you telling me about you saw recently?
I saw Poor Things with
Again.
Emma Stone,
Good one, yeah.
Mark Ruffalo. The guy that shot it is a Irish guy, Robbie Ryan,
Okay.
and like he did the cinematography. It's beautiful,
Right.
and it's all like indoor sets. It's very, very artistic. Really, really artsy. The story is completely crazy. Emma Stone. I think anyone listening to this, if you haven't seen and you like Emma Stone, you haven't seen her do anything like it before. It's completely
Lovely.
wild. It's wild, fun,
No,
and if
that's
you
good.
like sex, it's for you.
Well, I can't really remember that far back. But,
Leave
tell
it
me
with
that-
us.
Right, okay. But it's not too clever, though. I don't like things when they get too clever.
No, it's not too like the start of it. You'd be watching it and you're thinking, "Oh, what have I signed up for here? Is
Right,
this
okay,
going to be a
right.
bit highfalutin,
Yeah.
trying too hard?"
Yeah.
And for about 5-10 minutes, you're like, "What's this about?" And then out of nowhere, it's sort of you're like, "I'm in.
Okay.
I've got it. I'm in. Let's see how this goes."
Yeah.
and it
yeah.
takes you on a journey. It's brilliant.
That's what I would call, you see, and it's a simple word, wanky.
Yeah,
Just wanky. Lost, the TV series that I watched for a
Oh,
little
yeah.
while. Things should end on a high. And I really believe that. That's why we remember Faulty Towers.
yeah.
You know, what, 8 episodes, 12 episodes?
I think
Like
it
a
was, I think
limited
it was
one.
like 6 or 8. Yeah,
Limited season, we remember them because they
Yeah.
went out on a high. This thing lost. Did you watch it? Plane
No,
crash on an island, and then people go missing.
No, I seen it, yeah.
So people
Well-
go missing. Hey, where's Jeff? Where's Lindsay? Whatever the names were. There was a fella there twice the size of me, and they were there for 4 years.
That was
Didn't-
the joke.
Didn't lose a
Announced.
pound. Where's Jeff? And he'd nod his head with a femur sticking out of his mouth, going, "I don't know." Fuck it. And then it just got really wacky. It got
Right.
really fucking silly.
the guy who made it's known for that, but he's done
wank.
other great. Well, he's done other great shows. Lost is.
Like Lost was
I
great.
didn't watch it all.
Lost was
I
great
didn't
for the
watch it.
first several seasons. And then you can see them running out.
Yeah,
You can see what's going on here now.
yeah.
Like it's called, you know, like the Bobby Ewing wake up in a shower
It's
scene.
being watered down, sort of thing. They're
You
just
know,
stretching it.
You know the Bobby Ewing thing.
Yeah,
You know, wake up in a shower and forget the last season because it was crap. We'll start again. We shouldn't have got rid of him.
yeah. I know.
Well, as I was saying this morning to you, I was watching James Nesbitt.
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah.
On it. Now, James Nesbitt, as everyone knows, he's from Northern Ireland, and he has been doing TV series, Lucky Man,
Lucky
and a
Man,
few
yeah.
more.
Our Friends Up North was this one,
Yeah.
wasn't it?
and
Yeah.
he was in the Hobbit movies.
He was in The Hobbit as well, and then he done a few of the political things in the north and all that. I think he was in the Stardust as well, that movie. But
Is Stardust the Robert De
He was
Niro?
also
Yeah.
in a lovely, delightful movie set in Northern Ireland called The Most Fertile Man.
yeah,
I loved Wake
Yeah.
and Ned. Did you ever see that
The
movie?
next question
no,
was,
Waking Ned.
how do you know that? I think because I was in it.
Yeah, he
I
was
worked
in
with Jimmy
it.
Nesbitt.
Oh,
You were
I was.
nice.
Well, to be fair, I was going to ask that after Paddy finished
Yeah,
the
you
story.
want to let me finish it?
Always a
But
Paddy.
anyway,
Always a bit Paddy. Go on.
it is a series, episodes, whatever you call them, and it's called The Missing. Now, I sat and I said, I'll watch this. I just got glued to it. He is unbelievable in it, you know.
Jim's
And
good. Jim's
it's
good.
every series, you know, it goes back and forward, and you're sitting and sitting and do you know the way you can?
If it were a book, would it be a page turner?
Oh, it'd be Tina Turner, but do you know the way
Okay.
it says next episode, and then all of a sudden it's 3:00 in the morning.
All right, it's one
you
of them.
You just caught with it.
Okay.
You binged it.
Fabulous. I
binge
binged
watched.
it, and I would recommend it. It's called The Missing. It's on Netflix. It's
Now,
in
we
the
were
drama.
talking earlier on about when Chris was saying the film took him about 10 minutes to get the hook. This series that you're watching now, were you straight in? Were you
Straight away. Yeah.
Because I've been quite impatient sometimes, and I stop myself, literally throw the remote control in the chair over there, so I don't touch it because I have to allow it to build.
It has to build.
And I think because now we're watching on demand. Remember, we had to wait for an episode.
Yeah.
And you'd be so looking forward to it. But now we can just let you say, what was that? Rewind it or pause it.
Yeah.
Or, it's an immediate viewing. And also, I've binge watched stuff.
Yeah.
So I watched Peaky Blinders on TV.
Oh, yeah.
Episodically. And from week to week, the previous story would sort of develop. You'd be thinking about it.
Yeah, of course.
And then the next one would link in. But I watched the season 6, the latest season,
Yeah.
practically back to back over maybe 2 evenings, practically back to back. And I think it lost something.
Yeah, oh yeah.
I think it lost something because of the immediacy of viewing.
Sometimes
That I'm not, because a cliffhanger only works when you're falling off the cliff, but you haven't hit the beach yet.
Yeah.
If you're binge watching, you've just stepped and then you're straight back in. I believe it loses something when we binge watch.
Some of the best shows ever, like, had that week to week wait. You had to wait, but then there was a thing recently with like Netflix and Amazon and all these. They felt like they were releasing 10 episodes all at once, but then they realized that people are just burning through them. The shows get a week of publicity maybe, where they could stretch it to 10 weeks of
the Mandalorian.
Yeah.
Which I watched. That was episodic on Netflix.
Yeah.
You had to wait weekly, which I thought was great.
But it helps keep a show alive a lot longer.
It does.
And then it's not burnt.
But as Alvaro says, you're going into it. There's no feeling in it. But when you wait for one and then the next week, you're sitting there now with a glass of wine and spill it all over the sofa or something, you know.
Don't drink red wine when you have a light grey sofa.
Well, I'm going back to Jimmy Nesbitt and Alvaro. So you slept together?
Yeah, we slept together. So I worked on a movie called The Most Fertile Man. Jimmy played this outrageously ridiculous loyalist terrorist. Very funny. But I noticed that he sucks his thumb. So I think it was a hotel.
We're going to clip this. We're going to clip this.
And he sucks his thumb. And I was like, you suck your thumb? I said, I suck my thumb too. He said, I don't know what this is. I said, why do you suck your thumb? I said, because I can't reach me cock. Basically.
You're getting off a bit of me now.
And that's because I have a very large rib cage, of course. It impedes.
I think that was the Marilyn Manson rumor years ago, that he took out 2 of his ribs so that he could.
Really?
Self-fellatio.
That used to be a thing when we were kids in school. Like, that was a myth or a rumor.
Jeez.
But sure, when I was growing up back in the day, Mark Almond supposedly was having Mark Almond was having sexual intercourse with a horse and ejaculated inside him.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Who's he?
Mark Almond, soft cell.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Tainted love.
Yeah.
Did I say that right? Mark Almond, isn't it?
Yeah, soft cell. I know.
It's a song, Don't You Want Me, Gigi.
And that was a rumor that just flopped.
There's a lot of rumors from time to time.
No, but a lot of them are.
What's that?
A lot of rumors are perpetuated and planted by.
What's that one with the gerbil? What's his name? Richard Gere.
Was it Richard Gere?
Richard Gere.
Apparently there's a fetish where you put a gerbil up your bum.
Yeah. That was the rumor with Richard Gere, that he put a gerbil up his ass.
Jesus.
I don't know how you'd even do it, but...
Who thought of it?
I don't know. Actually, no, do you know, I heard there was a story when we were working up in RT, someone we were working with was telling a story about Tom Cruise.
Don't mention names. He's Scientology.
But no, there was, I don't know where he heard it. It was just a rumor about Tom Cruise and it's sort of believable. It was that
all rumors are.
Because the rumor with Tom Cruise is that he's gay. Like, that's
there
sort of
was
the
a
thing.
lot of things that one time.
Right, that's sort of the thing. It doesn't really matter.
Do Scientologists allow gay people?
I don't know.
Right, okay.
They probably do. I don't think it matters. They just want money, really. I think that's their thing. But that's the rumor with Tom. But then the bigger story was that once a year or something, he will get a load of young men, put them into a forest, and he will get dropped into the forest and have to try and find them, like Hunger Games.
No.
And not to be too indelicate,
Yeah.
What does he do when he catches them?
I don't know. See, that's the thing. But I sort of believe it.
But you
Because
see,
it's Tom Cruise. Like, he goes around, like, trying to hunt them in a
yeah,
forest.
but when you have so much money, you have to think of something else inventive to do, you know.
What would your invention be, Paddy?
I replaced the boys with a couple of women, and I wouldn't be dropped in a helicopter. Just get the bus. I had the free travel. I get the bus in.
The bus pass game.
Yeah, bus pass and get it in. But you have a lot of these big stars and everything do things that
are mental.
you know. You think, oh yeah.
So that's the whole Epstein Island.
Yeah, I believe that
There's many a time where you can have a lovely time in a private island. Absolutely, it's your own concern.
Yeah.
Once nobody's harmed, transported or groomed or underage.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
I agree.
And fair play to you. But we don't understand. It's not even. We were talking earlier on about the mad aristocracy. You know, this notion that the aristocracy are vague and dopey and fantastically detached, I suppose is the best term. Being detached from some form of reality. And then when you look at the super wealthy, the super rich, the ridiculous one third or 1%, sorry, of the, which is a disgusting figure and gets me upset. Anyway, they are so removed from reality. I mean, it's nothing for them to.
Yeah, they're going to space for fun.
Absolutely,
that's what it is.
That's how rich
I
they
remember
are.
seeing an interview with what's that guy's name? Oh, come on, bloody mind.
Elon Musk, Jeff
No,
Bezos,
Branson.
No, the English guy does the
Richard Branson.
No. He was a music director. Now he does the shows, talent shows.
Simon Cowell.
Being interviewed on his yacht. And fair play to him. If I had the money, I'd have a yacht. And how wonderful the staff were and how he loves it and how he appreciates every moment and all of that. And they were in the south of France, Nice or Cannes, I can't remember. But he says the vulgarity of wealth. He says, I enjoy it. I'm aware of it. I make full use of it. Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Yeah.
But two oligarch sons in a beachside club, restaurant, bar, whatever, betting against each other on how much money they can spend on Cristal champagne.
Oh, right.
And it stopped at something like $250,000.
Wow.
Now that is unbelievably, disturbingly vulgar.
Yeah.
Jeez.
That ain't old money. And old money are wacky. I mean, you look at the Duke of Windsor, who's a young man. His father died very young, so the Duke of Windsor, I think, is in his 30s. He owns London. His portfolio is impressively fucking large. But they don't. He's not flash. He's not in the papers. He's not quiet money. Quiet money.
I'd like to think if I had money, it would be under the radar.
I often thought
under the radar.
If I came into, let's say, the Euro millions of 100 million or so.
Yeah.
And I said, one would like to do it very quietly. Just take the money and just slip away. And I wouldn't. I go through the town in a Corniche.
Oh, yeah, you said
convertible, telling every fucker I despised how exactly I felt.
I hope we're not in the street that day.
I asked for you loads of money.
Yeah, loads of money.
Throwing 10.
Well, I would do the same. I'd just go under the radar.
Would you love to?
I wouldn't say anything, but I'd say they'd probably know. Especially new strings on my guitar. No, I'm only joking. But I would keep it all quiet. I wouldn't like, because it's not the problem of having a load of money and enjoying it, having yachts. It is people that would kidnap your kids, your grandkids and all that. You know, that's the afraid. That's the worst.
That lady Dolores who won, and I think she was one of the
150 million.
Really, a lot of money. And I passed her house in Limerick. We were shooting Matty and we were staying in Castlecomer, and she lives around there. And that woman has to live in a compound, a secured compound.
Wow.
Because of the threat to her, extortion.
Family,
kidnapping and extortion. I mean, no way. So that's where you actually don't stay.
Yeah.
That's where you move into the realm of the super rich. That's where you live in a gated community. That's where you need to talk to people who know what security firm to get, what cars to drive, what level of bulletproofing do you need on your yacht.
And that stuff ain't cheap either.
But you leave your life.
Yeah.
You cannot win. You cannot achieve or receive that amount of money and really expect us to stay the same. You cannot.
Yeah.
You simply cannot. You're a danger to your...
You're a danger to everything, you know.
Absolutely.
And I remember when some fella won.
I'd have hair and everything, be fabulous.
Yeah, when so would I had a fringe. When someone won it, they were being interviewed about they're after winning a couple of million on the lotto. He says, and what about the begging letters? He says, I'm going to stop sending them now.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of things.
What's the most you ever won in a lotto or scratch card?
I did. 1977.
Right.
I won. Now, 77. I won €500 in the Young Islanders draw. €500.
Wow.
That's 4,000 now.
At least.
At least.
And I remember I remember my missus saying, oh great, we buy a car and go on a holiday. 500.
Yeah.
We didn't even get to the post office now.
No.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. That was the biggest I ever won.
That's the biggest you ever won.
What about you?
No, can't think.
No.
No.
I went to the bingo with Carl and I spent in the 80s and I won £170. It was deadly.
Great.
Right.
And that's when you can go out and 20 quid a night.
Yeah.
No, that's not bad.
But since that,
How much again did you win?
20.
You won 20.
No, I won 175.
But you could go out for 20.
In 70, in 85, 86.
that was a lot of money.
20 quid was your night outing.
Yeah.
A pint was 140.
Oh, fuck.
€2. Yeah.
Wow.
Packet of fags, you could buy 10 then, because you buy 2 10s. You wouldn't think it's smoking, but you do. Packet of 10 fags, what was an 85?
Oh, but 10p.
No, 120.
Jeez.
120, two pound.
Yeah.
240 maybe for a packet of 10 fags.
That's
So 20 quid, it was a night out.
actually,
Two cocktails now. Two cocktails.
Yeah, and if you had a fiver, that was known as your entrance fee. You get in.
that was it. So
You're having a pint and you meet someone, you're having a drink. Oh, yeah, I can't buy you one back. Oh, that's okay. But you say that to everyone.
All right.
But you're on your own and you go home. I remember my brother-in-law who's in New York now and is retired, big job. It was on St. Patrick's Day in Dundalk here. Oh, way back. Jesus, it must be 40 years ago. And we were going out to drown the Shamrock. And all he had in his pocket was the big punt. You remember? The big coin. And I had about 20 quid. And we went up to Dixon's. It was a sing-song started and we were drinking away. He came home with 4 punts. 4.
How?
Don't know. People, people just throwing the money on the table.
Right.
And you think, oh, I think that's mine.
Okay.
And he went away to America 2 days later. He had a job, massive job, and he's retired now.
Very comfortably.
Unbelievable. I'm still here.
No, you're not going to retire, kid.
No,
You live to perform, and that's
but that's what I was born to do. It came from the family.
I'm just wondering, will Philip be able to put a ramp?
Oh no, that's why he made the stage small so he can get up on
And
it.
you could have all the equipment on the chair.
Yeah, but there is
Yeah, you
equipment.
could have a boom mic
Yeah.
there,
Absolutely.
Yeah,
a Stephen Hawking computer.
Yeah.
a commode. Just for the break and save you getting off the stage. But
You just put up a visor for the break.
yeah, or put the pull-ups in front of you.
Oh, and this time next year, Rodney will be millionaires.
Yeah, that'd be, oh God. But there is...
Can you get chairs? Actually, speaking of wheelchairs, the wheelchair in The Favourite that your woman was...
Yes.
I was like, that's better than most of the wheelchairs you get now. Like most of them.
She was Queen Anne. Fun fact, last Stuart monarch.
Yeah.
She was the last Stuart monarch. And then it went to the Hanovians.
To be fair, I didn't know it was based off anything real when I watched it. I only learned that after the fact.
Okay. She was Queen Mary's sister. William of Orange's wife, who was James II's daughter.
I'm no
After
good at
Elizabeth, a quick lesson. After the Elizabethan, the Tudor reign, it went to the Stuarts in Scotland. He was James VI of Scotland, James I of Great Britain after the Act of Union with Great Britain. No, it wasn't Act of Union then. No, it wasn't. He became King of England, James I. Then Charles I, beheaded by the parliamentarians. That bastard Cromwell.
Yes.
Then the Merry Monarch, Charles II, came back on the throne, the restoration of the throne. he dug up Cromwell and hung him
Oh, okay.
posthumously because he killed his daddy.
Okay.
And he was a Protestant king because Charles was a Protestant. And then his brother, Charles II, was a Catholic. And that's how it all happened, the Boyne and all that, and King Bally, and all of that happened after him.
Paddy, you knew all this.
Do you? Oh yeah. Do you know that Cromwell had a camp here in Dundalk?
Yes.
In the 11th century.
Not the 11th century.
It was the 11th century.
Cromwell was not the 11th century.
Well, who was?
The Bruce.
Oh, Bruce. Yeah, there was an aftershave named after him, wasn't it? Robert the Bruce. But but he was out by Dowdall's Hill.
No, you're wrong. I'm sorry.
Who was?
Schomburg was part of the parliament.
Oh, maybe it was William
forces. I think he was with Billy, William IV, Prince of Orange, married Mary Stuart. And then Cromwell also pillaged on his way down. He came up from Kilsane, I think, Kilserne, through Dundalk. And then encampment.
In Wolfstone Terrace, was it?
Yeah, the capital.
That's why it's called Camp Street, isn't it?
You're right. Because they sacked the Green Church. The Green Church was...
The Green Church was a Catholic. It was a Catholic church.
It was before the Reformation.
Yeah, before the Reformation.
And it was sacked many, many times. So if you look at the Green Church, it's almost like a Frankenstein building. There's bits and pieces remodeled and rebuilt because it was torn apart. The oldest part of the building is the belfry. And at the end of the nave, there is a beautiful piece. The window is Flemish glass from the 16th century. Beautiful.
Now, can I tell you, I walked in the Green Church.
Did you do the scheme thing with
Aidan
Gaynor?
Aidan Gaynor.
Well, that's when I got the tour.
We were going up the stairs. It's unbelievable at the tower. But when you get to the first floor, it's just open. It's the second floor is the workings of the clock. Now you're talking massive. But what we had to do was, there was the big boulder holding the workings up was starting to disintegrate. So we had to raise it and put a new one in. But then we went up to the top and there was a set of a ladder to go into the green part.
The copper roof.
Went into the copper roof and there it is. The workings of the clock is seized and there's a box in the centre of the copper roof with 4 things. That's it.
For the clock, aye.
Yeah, that's all it is.
What was that? Sorry, go on.
It's an amazing place. Now, we were told, there was someone said we better fix these steps. You know, over centuries, the steps get a wee bit of a bellow.
A dip.
So we put some cement and straight. I said, no, you can't do that.
Right.
Oh, we could build right. No, you can't.
Bit of lino.
And it's like you're each side. I don't know how people got up into it. But there is, the Robbie Byrne's sister's buried there.
Agnes.
But there is another part that no one sees. But we had to check it. I won't tell you where it is. But you think it was a manhole in the ground until you open it.
Oh, the Chancellor Channel.
You get down steps, and they're right along each side of the wall is coffins. And in the middle...
That's sealed up now.
Yeah, in the middle is children's coffins, 2 or 3 of them.
What?
And it is just... You don't go right down because it is laden with dust. Just dust. It's undisturbed.
1,000 years old.
And the heat below it. But to say that the Earl of Clonbrassil is buried somewhere, they don't know where he's buried there because he is all...
The Burgomaster's grave is there. I know that. And where O'Connell's Drapers is now was the Burgomaster house.
Yeah.
And that was the town centre. The town's cross was there. Carol's house was Dundalk House, Lord Roden's residency, and the domain was basically his back garden.
But you were saying O'Connell, isn't there something from O'Connell's? Wasn't the courthouse there?
No, it's rumoured, and I think it must be correct. It's written somewhere. The Burgomaster says the House of Size, Tribunal Court, some form of court, judiciary. But Boyle's Delft shop in the corner, which is now a vape shop, I think. Underneath the cellar level.
That's what I heard.
There are still remnants of cells.
Yeah.
And Oliver, what's his name? Plunkett. Mm-hmm. Bless Oliver Plunkett was held there before being transported to London to Tyburn. Well, eventually Tyburn for his execution.
Whose head is it that's in Drogheda?
Oliver
It's in
Plunkett.
Drogheda,
That's in the back, yeah.
But there was a lot of things about that courthouse there and coming across. But what remains here in Dundalk is the Dead Man's Cell. You know where that is? Do you know where it is?
No.
It's in the town hall. And
Oh,
it's
underneath.
it was a cell.
The galleries are.
Yeah.
There was a cell where, if you're going to be executed, that's where you were kept.
Ah,
The cellar predates the building above.
right.
The building
I know
above
what
is
you're
younger.
talking. Yeah, the galleries are
building
down
above
there.
is younger.
But there's a lot of history. I remember walking in the Green Church in the graveyard, and we just tidying up the place, and we seen this shiny thing. They dug it down, and there was no bones, but there was a lad around his neck, and it just said on it, "The hide and seek champion of 1892."
I was really invested. I thought, I wonder what that is.
They didn't switch.
There's a lot of history, like the history of Cuchulainn, right? It's a myth. You know that Cuchulainn came, the reason it's called Cuchulainn's Castle, apparently he came north and he stayed in that castle. And what happened was there was a load of fellas coming from the north going to a wedding in Cork, and he joined them and went to Cork. Now imagine you're travelling from Dundalk to Cork on a horse. There was no trains then. If anywhere to be
Your
late.
legs would be fucked.
Oh, will you
It
quit?
was easier to sail, like the Greek islands.
You'd be
Like the
like
Greek,
that.
it was easier to sail around Ireland and go through it. We were heavily forested.
Yeah, it's a
Densely forested. So it was really primeval forest in Ireland until until I think Tudor times when they took all the oak,
the dieback.
No, built all their ships
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
from Irish oak. So our forest was depleted. So it was easier to sail around Ireland than go through
through.
the interior. And that's why we have much more in the northeast, certainly for us here in the northeast, culturally and trade-wise, well before partition, well before the plantations, well before any of that. Our communications link was between us and Scotland.
yeah.
Right.
So if you take a map of Ireland, and dare I say it, the British Isles, Britain and Ireland,
Yeah.
the entire island,
Yeah.
and turn it 180, and you're looking at an open-ended Mediterranean,
Fair.
right?
Yeah.
So our trade, what was it called? The old Irish, that old kingdom. Oh, Dunan and Din, I can't remember. But literally, the trade routes were just by water.
Okay.
So
All the time, yeah.
much more in common than anything around the coast than Galway or Kerry.
Yeah.
So the bond or the links between Northern Ireland or north of Ireland
North of it. Yeah.
and Dumfries, Galloway, Ayrshire,
Yeah.
west coast of Scotland have been open for millennia. You know?
Yeah.
And then obviously from that then the issues happen.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you know that Dundalk was a walled town?
All medieval villages.
It was right, completely walled.
Yeah.
And as you know, the Irish for Dundalk is Dundalgan.
Yeah.
Do you know what it means?
Fort of Dalgan, which was out there. Which was out there.
Well, it's Cuchulainn's.
That's
Yeah.
Castle. Now that
was
building
that-
there,
that
was
area.
40. That was in a Victorian Gothic
Yeah.
small home, really.
Yeah, and it became Cuchulainn's Castle, we would know it as, but became a museum.
It was a museum, and then was burnt down.
And then it was burnt down, and then some fella bought it and done it up again. And now it only is one tour now because of safety and that. But we spent our days out there in the summer. You know, there was a part in it where there was a chimney.
Well, look,
No, there was no
when
fire.
you hear the back of the wall, is that the wall you're like?
Yeah.
That
Yeah,
had been the
the
boundary.
Yeah.
But that's where the mount started first,
Right.
and then it progressed.
There's a lot of mountain going on there in the back of the wall. But yeah, gap.
And then it moved to then Dundalk moved westward towards the coast.
And then when there
Then we
was,
turned our back to the sea.
yeah,
But all our medieval charm has gone. I don't know which earl it was, Roden or Earl Clonbrassil, who took down the medieval structures and repurposed them into the Navy Bank, for example. And he dredged the bay or the river,
Yeah.
the quay, and made it commercially viable, which he did very successfully. He did wonderful stuff for the commerce of the town.
yeah.
My brother was here recording, knows much more than I do about this.
I feel like
He
we're
does
getting a
tour-
history lesson today.
But he does a walking tour of the barracks. The barracks opened as the Cambric Well for Huguenots to make linen. That was introduced also by the Roden, Lower Roden, Earl Clonbrassil. I think they were Hamiltons. Were they the Hamiltons?
Who?
Lord Roden. I think there was I can't remember anyway. So that became a cavalry barracks, which became the infantry barracks.
Okay.
Yeah, there was.
An arcade down actually,
Yeah, we should get it because
because he knows it in detail.
But do you know that a lot of people would visit the west of Ireland, but there is more history on the east of Ireland.
We have more archaeology.
Yeah, more archaeology.
Yeah.
Prehistoric archaeology.
Yeah.
In this area, it's just the way the coin was because we're so border. Roach Castle,
Yes.
unique
Yeah.
castle, triangular, commissioned and built by a female.
Yeah.
De Verden.
Didn't she like
So,
throw her
the
husband
murder
out?
window.
Yeah.
So she married the architect. She wanted to keep the secrets of the castle. So apparently on the wedding night, she flung him out the window to protect the secrets of the build.
A
Apparently.
Putin
must
job.
be good.
She was like
Absolutely.
Putin.
Then
But
she
if
gets.
What's that
was-
called? Defenestrate?
What's it called?
What's when you like when you
Push.
yeah when you like Putin? It's a word. Defenestration, is that the word? I'm gonna look it
So,
up.
please do.
I think it's called that.
I am intrigued. I really am intrigued. But if this was the West, as is an old gripe
Yeah.
of us, there'd be a coach park, an interpretive centre,
Yeah.
a proper road into it.
Yeah.
Because it's such a unique
It's a
building.
beautiful, and not only that, if people want to know what she looked like, she's at the side of the Imperial Hotel. A painting of her. Yeah.
She is.
She was.
Image of her.
Oh, despicable. And then
Look
you've,
that word up.
you've a lot of things like look at the Ford Graveyard.
Absolutely.
You
What's
know,
it, Bridget?
Some Bridget,
1500.
1500
There you go. I
years.
was right.
What's the word?
So defenestration, the action of throwing someone out of a window.
Finestro.
Oh,
Defenestration. Finestro, the Italian for window. So it must be linked.
Yeah.
Etymology.
But that's what they say about Putin all the time, because you just say, oh, he's some lad fell out a window.
Oh, it says the Ukrainian war, see all
Yeah,
his
yeah,
buddies.
yeah. All his, but like
Yeah.
anyone that opposes him.
Yeah, but it is very James Bond. I mean, one family,
Oh yeah.
failed robbery, completely wiped out. It's sinister. Anyway,
isn't that an unusual meaning for throwing someone
I
out
know,
the window?
defenestration.
It's posh and saying fuck
To be fair, I did.
That's, I was just going to say that.
Fuck about the window.
Can you explain that? Yeah,
Yeah.
he pegged him out the window.
No, I love the word. I love the word fuck. I think for its many uses, and when it's placed,
It is a great
beautifully.
fucking word.
it is.
But when it's placed, it can be so good.
It can
Yeah,
be.
yeah.
It can be used. But now, here's me.
But then, to be fair, I think you have to use it like some people say it wrong. Like they'll say it out of place in a sentence, or they'll just say it wrong because you can tell you're not used to saying that word.
Sometimes it's punctuated.
Yeah.
It's just used for punctuation.
Like I know people that say it, and I'm like, it just doesn't sound right. You don't seem to be able to blend it into the sentence properly.
I had a great one. Abso-fucking-lutely.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I have a habit of saying the F word a lot. Now I don't say it on radio.
We can say it here.
I know, but
And
everything, and I always think myself saying, I think I'll say feck, but it never works out.
Right.
And then you have some people that
frick.
love to say the word fuck, but they don't want to be nice about it. And they say, "Oh, buck off," buck off. Yeah.
That's great and dog. I'm fucking starving.
Yeah, and bucket starving. Or the great one was the C word, cunt.
yeah.
Right. When that was people would hate that. But it's great in Dundalk,
We used
that
to like
is
the word.
such-
You know that song, "In fuckle do fuck."
No, fucking lala.
We used to love that when we were kids because you could say "fuck."
Yeah.
You could sort of get it in.
What's the other one he had? Did you ever get a ride in a track?
Did you ever get a feel
was that Richie
of a
Cavanagh?
5-0?
Sure it
Yeah.
was.
Oh, I didn't know he sung the fuckles. Okay,
Yeah,
right.
but there was fellas in Dundalk. You might be arguing. You must go here, you cunt. And what would come back would be, "Here's a cunt, you cunt, you."
Yeah. But it's almost European of tonal quality.
Yeah,
Where in European, in Italian or French, I don't know about German, maybe Portuguese as well, where the sentence could stay the same, but the delivery phonetics of it would alter. And that would either mean a question or demand or a request, depending on the inflection. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And the same with the word cunt.
Yeah.
So you're an absolute cunt could mean you're you know.
Yeah.
That's a nice
you're an
way.
absolute cunt could really mean you just what you are. Go on, you cunt. Don't talk. Go on, you cunt. I don't know how you're not but a cunt. So I like the versatility of the. Now, American friends of mine, if you said that word in front of them, they would take the vapors. I mean, they'd have to sit down.
Or twat.
Yeah.
The Americans are adopting twat as arseways.
Yeah.
Again, like a fuck.
Sorry to any American that listens.
Yes.
But yes.
Doesn't fit.
I do apologize.
What gets me is pissed off. In America, one could say, when you're fed up, I'm pissed off.
Yeah.
I was shocked when I heard that first. You can't say that.
Right.
You can't say piss off. That's a swear word. That's like saying fuck off.
Yeah. See, we've all different.
How things are decoined.
Did you ever see
devalued?
Michelle Pfeiffer? She was on the Graham Norton show years ago. There's a funny clip of her on the Graham Norton show. She's with Robert De Niro. And she's just talking to Graham Norton. She's about to say a sentence. She goes, oh no, I can't say that. And then Graham's like, oh no, what were you going to say? He's like, I can't curse in this. She's like, no, what were you going to say? And then Michelle Pfeiffer goes, a shot in hell. And Graham Norton almost has a heart attack. And he goes, a shot in hell? Where the fuck did you grow up?
Yeah, right.
Like she just, coming from American talk shows where you can say nothing.
I think damn might be.
Yeah. No, it's completely out.
Yeah.
But they were all laughing at her.
Syndicated everywhere.
Yeah.
You have to be careful of what's said.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
But there is a lot of sayings in Dundalk that actually don't mean it. Do you know what I mean? If someone says, I get your drink tomorrow night. Yeah. That means you won't.
Yeah. Oh, I will, yeah.
Yeah, I will, certainly. And are you going out? I might, so you're not. You know, it's so many meanings of.
One that got Marissa when she came up here first 30 years ago was ba.
But.
Ba. At the end of a sentence.
Ba.
Lovely girl, ba. And then they walk away.
Yeah.
What? No. Had a lovely sandwich in that place the other day. It was closed, ba.
Yeah.
Love it. And I love my hometown. But I knew that when I left years ago for a while, I literally had to retrain my voice.
Yeah.
I literally had to speak differently.
Yeah.
Because in the vernacular, I love my hometown, I love the way we talk, I fucking love wasn't understood.
Yeah.
Completely understood. And I'm a bit of a chameleon vocally anyway.
Mm-hmm. You're a mutt.
Well, yeah, but depending who I'm talking to.
Yeah.
So Kate, my daughter is now nearly, well,
Okay, so
19,
talk to Paddy.
20 this year. She'd say to me, you've done it again. So I slip into the person I'm talking to, I slip into their accent.
Oh, yeah. But that's just polite.
No, it's not. Because
no, if I find I'm talking to like a Lithuanian or an Eastern Europe, I find I sort of copy them.
Yo, but that could be deemed like a piss take.
I know, but I just find that like if I know they're not getting the sentence I'm saying, I'm like, yeah, but we can do like.
Okay, yeah, well, yeah, you break.
I break it up like I'm not trying to do it out of badness. Yeah. It's just I just need to get the point across.
I do subconsciously. I do subconsciously. If I pass somebody on the street or a supermarket now on my own, not for anybody's benefit or entertainment, for myself, just I have to. If someone approaches me with a limp or a funny walk, the moment I'm past them, I have to do it. I have to do it. I have to do it. I have to emulate physically what they were doing to see can I do it. I'm walking around Aldi, and they're minding their own business. I'm minding my own business. I pass somebody with crossed eyes. I have to cross my eyes.
Oh, why is that?
I don't know. So if someone's going, well, how are you? I say, well, how are you going? And I pass them. I have to cross my. It's awful. It really is terrible, and it's subconscious.
But then you're talking about subconscious thing. Dreadful. When people are talking to me, my mind is racing to something funny.
You're trying to think of a joke.
Every time.
Get the hook in.
It's and I'm being serious, And but every time, and then if something.
But in fairness, you do that, and
it's a lot of it.
But there's a mechanism that if you don't want to deal with it,
I know, but
find the funny side. Yeah, of course, one has to find the humor in everything.
Yeah, you have to.
There's a time and a place.
There is.
There is.
Like we're sitting across the road when you get somebody coming over to you when you're having a night out that just wants to mow. It's like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
I just spent a lot of money getting pissed.
Yeah.
To forget my woes.
And you're wrecking my buzz.
You get a load of people like that.
Isn't it fun?
Yeah.
Get away from me.
You'll always know one of them.
A crack vampire.
When they're coming to you.
Crack vampires. You see, there's something to say to your American friends.
Yeah.
A crack
vampire.
Yeah, but when you see them coming towards you, the shoulders go down. Do you ever notice that? And you go, well, John, how are you? Not the best.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know a fella's called Bomb Scare.
Oh, right.
And he would simply empty a bar. He'd walk in, he'd have the shoulders would go down, and he was called Bomb Scare.
There's a
People
guy.
would leave.
There's a guy I know.
Drinks and everything. His fucking glasses spinning. Bang, gone.
There's a guy I know we call Pothole because you just do anything to avoid him. You know,
I like that one too.
you just
Pothole.
you do anything to avoid him.
Excellent.
That reminds me of a
You do,
Billy,
but
a
fuck
Billy
them.
Conley joke in the boys in the pub and they're drinking. You want another pint, Spider-Man? The boys are looking at him, he's drinking away. He says, well, Spider-Man, do you want? And this fella says, excuse me, he says, why do you call him Spider-Man? He says, you'll see. And your man's drinking away and he's going home and he's... Or the other fella says, well, donkey, do you want another pint? Well, he calling you a donkey. Oh, he always called me that.
See what I mean?
Anyways, will we wrap it up?
We will.
Well, that was only a test run.
That was only a test run, but
I don't know what you can get out of this now.
we will have, just to let people know, the Salvation podcast will be back.
Yeah.
And we've got a lot of guests coming up.
We do.
And we're looking forward to it immensely.
Are we getting a wee girl from Yuri?
Yes, we
Yes,
are. Hopefully. Yes.
wee girl
Say
from-
nothing.
yeah.
Miss Kane.
Hopefully.
There's a clue for you.
Yeah.
Miss Kane from Yuri.
Yeah, if you're listening to this, I might send you the clip, Miss Kane.
Yeah, you are, Miss Kane. And it would be
forward
lovely
to
to...
Miss Kane.
Don't mind what the language is and all that, but I'm sure you get used to it.
I'm sure
Yeah.
Miss Kane might have heard the odd
Out here and there. Oh, the
probably.
odd buck.
Yuri accent. Fuck.
Yeah, there you go. You'll have to copy her in a chameleon style.
There's no copy.
Like an
of Miss Kane.
octopus.
There's no
Octopuses
copy of
do
Miss
it.
Kane. She's unique.
Unique. Oh, unique.
Uniqlo.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Ta-ra.
All right,
It's
gents.
good night from me.
Good night from him.
Ta-ra.
Ta-ra. I enjoyed that.